Hi guys, I'm here to talk about self-injury. Um, a bit about the bush there. But before I do that, one, this could be considered triggering. Two, I apologise for the sound, my microphone's quite small. And three, I apologise for the continual drinking references because my confidence is in a glass next to me. Right, that said, if you want to turn off now, turn off. There you go. Right. Uh, Personally, I started SI when I was 13. I discovered that in German, um, rubbing a broken pencil sharpener blade into my arms helped me feel better. Uh, I can't remember exactly how I discovered this, other than the fact that it involved me cut myself up a little with a pencil sharpener blade, but I don't know why I did this, but it just happened and I discovered it made me feel better. No biggie. Until it happened again, and then again, and it started to become a bit of a habit. And then I found that a pencil sharpener blade just wasn't sharp enough, so I started using a knife. And this sort of got steadily more sort of vicious until my mum kind of cottoned onto the fact that all these scratches and slices couldn't be from the cat, thorn bushes, or whatever else I decided to churn out as my excuse for that week or day. Anyway, she kind of had a heart-to-heart with me on this subject, and I stopped. Not long after that, I kind of transferred my slicing into hitting things. I just hit brick walls or whatever until either my fists were just too swollen or I bled, or I felt better, or a combination of all three. This went on for until I could drink, basically, or until I could lay hands on alcohol. Whereupon I became sort of borderline alcoholic and just drank a lot. Um, this went on till past when I went to uni, and while I was at uni, and possibly afterwards, despite my best efforts. But the main concern came when, just before I went to uni, I started up cussing again. I didn't even do it deliberately, I just got so angry with my mood being so dismal, I took a slice of myself with a razor blade. On the razor, it was one of those little plastic big ones. And that reminded me of all the sort of stuff that happened in year 13 and how it had made me, when I was 13, and how it had made me feel better. So I kind of started up again with the razor until that wasn't sharp enough. So I went for a pencil sharpener blade again to see if that would get my required fix, but couldn't do it like that either. So I moved on to fully fledged razor blades, which, despite being bendy, something I didn't know, are also ridiculously sharp, and they did sort of do my addiction quite nicely, until I just decided that that was still too extreme and I needed to get help. By which time I'd been nearly discovered by one friend because I'd started bleeding in a club, and my family had asked what had happened, and I just responded, "Oh, thorn bush." They queried both arms, and I replied, "Once there, once going back." And in my warped sense of reality, I thought I had got away with this. No, they just sort of kept an eye on me. Anyway, I went to the doctor, who was hugely helpful and definitely a good reason for my recovery. It's a bit lucky. And she's really helped. She referred me onto the crisis team, who kept me sort of sane until Christmas, and the peer team, I believe they're called, and they sort of kept an eye on me and all. Meanwhile, My parents then discovered, via my dad seeing my arms in a reflective glass window and my mum just seeing my ankles when I sat on my bed, which kind of shows you how much they were paying attention to sort of my every move to confirm or disconfirm their suspicions. Anyway, I then came out to several of my mates during this period. One of them because he was staying over at my place and it was going to be impossible for him not to notice the fact that I was acting strangely, or that there was sort of bits of blood that I kept missing when I was cleaning or on my bed. One of them when I just started bleeding across the table in the pub. One of them because apparently he was worried about why I was almost continually turning up bloodstained and paranoid. And in all three circumstances I came out after drinking, which kind of links into my other little bit of an addiction earlier. Anyway, parents then though, doctors knew, friends knew, so that was sort of it up until Christmas, where despite my best efforts at trying to quit, I didn't. But because people knew that I was into cutting, they weren't looking for burns, so I tried burning instead, which didn't have the same effect as cutting, so I moved back to cutting. Despite sort of being patched up and stitched up by my parents, I still had to go into A&E a couple of times, where once again they were immensely helpful, stitched me up, patched me up, did whatever, and were very understanding. So that's pretty much me up until the present day. I am currently allegedly in recovery. It's been a while. I've been fairly good. By a while, that for me is about a week, which is by my standards good. Yeah. So I'm doing my best to recover. I just wanted to get this video off my chest. Feels better to sort of have it in the open air. But anyway, yeah. Well, see what happens when I post this video. Bye.